Welcome to No Scrub Scrub Club, NSSC. A little TLC inspired, a little medicine inspired, and a whole lot of inspiration from dope people doing dope things.
It has to be my uncle. So and there are people, don't get me wrong, there are books that I read, but I find a tremendous amount of inspiration from the people in my family because I break bread with them and I understand um, I understand their personal assets as well as their personal flaws. And I think it's in appreciating those two things that makes them inspiring to me. My uncle was the first person to give me a job when I came to the States, and he did garbage removal and construction. And whenever people see me, sometimes like, Kev, did you run track? Did you play any sports? No, I didn't play any sports. Um, from the time I got here until probably senior year of college, first year of grad school, I worked for my uncle's construction company. And I had other jobs, I had other internships, but I always worked for my uncle's construction company. So I'd have on the mask and the dirty shirt and the pants. So for me, that gave me to this, like I have calluses, and those are not from pull-up bars or weights. That's from it started from breaking down walls and moving garbage, and I find my uncle to be inspiring because despite him not being formally educated, the man is a genius at running his moving company because he had his segment of business, his sectors of business. And he explained it to me, and he was the first person to give me responsibility at a high level in terms of managing different aspects of his business. And for me, that was trust. And I found his way of mobilizing in the world as an immigrant man who was teaching himself business and teaching himself how to read different business statements and how to position his mind-blowing. And I had the good fortune of working beside him for years. And that work took us to almost every nook in Brooklyn, like working in the projects, working in some of the residential communities. And at every point when I'd be exhausted, right, he would say to me, you know what, Kevin, schoolwork's a lot easier than this. Like if you don't want to do this, excel in that direction. So I find those individuals, those are my inspiration.
Schoolwork is a lot easier than that, I would say. But I don't know if med school or PhD. I don't know. Maybe it's a tie.
Put it this way, by age 14, I had seen there's a whole industry that happens in New York City before people wake up. I had seen almost every garbage disposal dump yard in the 5 boroughs by age 14. And sometimes 4 a.m. I'm there and we're emptying the truck because, think about gutting a building. You have to break down the walls, you bag it up, you throw it in the truck, you go to the garbage station, you weigh the truck, and then you unload. And he didn't have one of those ones that would go back. You'd have to manually unload it.
Yeah.
So at age 13 and 14, you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And those are my summers. And he would look at me and he would say, schoolwork's a lot easier than this. So when the semester would start back, it was light work for me. It was reprieve because I was laboring all summer. So I'm grateful for having that experience. I think I'm grounded because of that experience, because when you're dressed in a certain way and you have dust all over you, you're invisible essentially. You can literally walk and no one will notice you. So that has allowed me to see and notice some of the unnoticeable people, and unnoticeable in terms of like, we won't, as a society, and I'm in LA, there's a lot of homeless people. And, I always take care to notice and recognize that they're living lives as well.